Hello, hello, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Today, I'm so excited to share with you some paper pumpkin projects using the March 2021 Here's to You Paper Pumpkin Kit. Look at this beautiful box. This is a collector's edition because we're celebrating Paper Pumpkin's birthday. I want to say it's been 8 years now since Paper Pumpkin has been creating amazing pre-designed project kits and delivering them right to your door. Are you a Paper Pumpkin subscriber? I've been a Paper Pumpkin subscriber from the very start, and I have to say they just keep getting better and better. I love the look of this kit. I love the design of this kit, and I'm so excited to share the projects that I've made. You guys know I always love creating alternative projects, even though the projects in the kit come designed. You don't have to do anything except to open the box and create. Because we're celebrating Paper Pumpkin's birthday, we have a special gift in this box. This box came with a set of stencils and a sponge. I'm going to make a card and show you what I've done with that, but every single Paper Pumpkin kit comes with a stamp set and an ink spot. So this is a really great way if you're a new stamper to build your collection of stamps and ink. So I want to show you really quick because I think I forgot to do this last time. Paper Pumpkin creates these stamp case inserts. So when you're all done with your kit, you can get some empty stamp cases. They come in a package of 4. Let me show you the item number here, 119105. You can get that in my online store at juliedavison.com/shop. And you can then print out the case insert. I'll have the link in the video description so you can print out this one and all the recent ones. I think I go back 2 or 3 years. So you can store your Paper Pumpkin stamp set in there when you're all done. So it shows you all the stamps that you have in the set. So I love that there's new stamps every month and we get to build our collection. And I really love the images in this set, so I'm super excited about that. Let's see what else comes inside. Now this is an extra kit. I usually order 2. And if you are interested in getting this complete kit because you didn't get one, let me know. I'm happy to sell mine. Everything comes packaged like this, so I'm not going to open this one up to show you, but you get card pieces and linen thread and Stampin' Dimensionals and envelopes, and then there's this insert that shows you the projects as they're designed. So let me wrap this back up. Isn't it so fun that it's like a little present? I love that every month I get this little gift that comes straight to my door. Actually, well, it comes to my mailbox. And I don't know, I guess if you get mail at your door, then it would come to your door. Some project ideas for the templates. Let me grab, it's on the floor here. From my kit, I have the little inserts. So they give you some instructions, and if you're a more visual person and you want to see the cards done as they're designed, then you can go to pumpkinhowto.com, and they've got some videos there that show, like, just run through how to make the projects as they're designed. As you can see, they're pretty straightforward. I'm not going to actually make them as designed because I love coming up with other ways to use these pieces. So here are some bonus projects that Stampin' Up! Has done. And so I'm actually going to show you this project. This is really fun. It's like a little Bag-a-lope. And we used to make this all the time. I've been a demonstrator now for 19 years. It'll be 19 years in June. And so we used to make Bag-a-lopes back in the day. So that's kind of a throwback. So I'm going to show you how to make the Bag-a-lope, and I'm going to show you how to do some other projects. So let's get started. Here are some of the pieces that came in the kit. One thing that was kind of fun about this project kit, usually I'm cutting apart the envelope, but this time the envelope liner is loose, and so I can use the envelope liner and the envelope. So I'm super excited about that, and I did, of course, cut up my envelope liners, and I used the card front pieces and the banners, and we've got these little banners with clouds and a green one, and then these tree die cuts. Oh my gosh, I almost use them all. They're just so wonderful. That might be my favorite part of the kit. This is my favorite like image, and I was kind of surprised that it's actually on the card. So I ended up cutting it apart so that I could use it in some other ways. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to set that aside because I need to cut that apart for one of the cards. And then we have some pretty peacock card bases. I was surprised to see pretty peacock and seaside spray, and Calypso coral is the color they gave us, but it also matches with terracotta tile, and all three of those are retiring in colors. So I was surprised that they would bring out a kit with those colors right before they retire. There's a lot of things that are already sold out, but if you really love those colors, pretty peacock, seaside spray, terracotta tile, make sure that you stock up on all your favorites, like the markers and the ribbons. I'm not sure. There's some cardstock and some ink pads and reinkers left, but some of them have already sold out, so do not wait. And you can do that in my online store at juliedavison.com/shop. In my other videos I've showed, we have some really great last chance deals, and so I'll put this link in the description. So if you haven't seen this yet, there are some really amazing deals on dies, punches, designer paper, ribbon, all kinds of things that will help you make your paper pumpkin experience even better. Let's dive right in. The first project I'm going to show you is going to be one with the sponges. So this free gift is a set of templates. We've got a star, not a star, a sun, the clouds, mountains, and there's the stars. I'm going to use the sun. I really love just the whole concept of this stencil. So I'm going to do a little sunburst at the top. I remembered and then I forgot to get a scrap paper. So I'm just going to grab one from, oh goodness. I always feel like, oh, I'm going to be so organized this time. And then it doesn't work out. All right, so with these stencils, they're approximately 4 by 4 inch. If you like the stencils, we have some additional stencils in the annual catalog, but these are smaller. I think the ones in the annual catalog are about 6 by 6. And you can create your own stencils if you have like dies or punches. So if you like the look of this, you can create your own stencils with different shapes, punches, or dies in any way, shape, or form. If you like the star or the sun, unfortunately, this was exclusive to the Paper Pumpkin Kit. So you want to make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of these extra perks and goodies. So all I'm doing is taking the sponge and picking up the ink from the ink pad. I'm using Bumblebee ink on Bumblebee cardstock. That is the coordinating color that was in this kit, and so that's what I chose for the yellow. Now you'll notice my sponge is smaller. I cut my sponge, I actually cut it into 6ths. So I cut it in half, and then I cut each half into 3 pieces, just so that I can get more surface area to use for my sponges. So look at these little wedges. I think that's going to be good. So I'm going to move my stencil, and you can see we have that really fun sunburst. And I noticed I didn't quite go to the edge. So I'm just lining this up back on the cardstock so I can get those last little bits all the way to the edge of the paper. That's a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, and later on after the video, I'm just going to take this and rinse it under the sink to get that ink to wash right off. All right, I have done a little bit ahead for our card. This piece is 3, I want to say 3.5, but I think it's actually 3 3/4 inches. Yeah, 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. So I am going to trim. Actually, I really want this to be 3.5 inches. So let's just do a quick little trim. I'm going to trim 1/4 inch off of each side, and that gives me a little bit bigger of a border. And then I've cut one of those envelope liners down to go across. So let's just glue these down, and I'm going to add some words, and then these little tiny birds. Like, I've been working on these projects today, and whenever I feel like, gosh, I just need one more thing, I just stamp the little birds from the stamp set, and that is just like the perfect extra thing. So I've got this everyday label punch, and I got the trees. Again, they're from that die cut, so I just cut them and layered them here. And so I'm going to have this kind of be on the side. And then let's get out the kit comes with Calypso Coral, but I'm using my Pretty Peacock because I really like this dark blue to tie in. I always like to do my sentiments in a darker color, so this Pretty Peacock is perfect for that. So I'm going to do Happy Birthday down there, and then here's those little birds I was telling you about, so I'm just going to do them up here. Like, perfect, right? It's so pretty. If you are new and haven't been watching my videos, I am a very like clean and simple stamper. I try to just have like clean lines and not go too crazy. I'll throw in some fun techniques and fun folds, but this is definitely my style card. Just really clean and simple, and just focusing on the coordinating elements and pulling them all together. What do you think of that card? I really love the way that stencil adds some texture. Let's play around. Let's see. I've got them all piled up, so I'm trying to figure out which one to do next. Let's do this one. I told you about this card with the mountains, and this is, like I said, I think one of my favorite images. And so I cut it out and I created this card, and when I was making a card, I couldn't decide which orientation to go. So this is the vertical, and I'm going to do the horizontal, and then you can let me know which way you prefer, if you prefer the vertical or the horizontal. So this piece of white cardstock is 2 3/4 inches by 4 1/4. So it's a little bit longer than this piece because I want it to go all the way down to the bottom of the card. And then I'm going to layer this, and we're going to have our sentiment, and then the trees. I put that on with some Stampin' Dimensionals. So this is a really simple card. Again, not totally my style, clean and simple. And we're not doing like a whole lot. It's going to be really, really simple just to kind of layer these elements together. And whenever I do my alternative ideas, I try to limit the extra product that I'm bringing in, so that if you get this kit at home and you don't have all these extra things, that you can still make really similar projects. I often bring in other adhesive. That's a big one that I bring in just because I have my adhesive that I'm used to using. But the Stampin' Dimensionals that come with the kit are these little minis, and they're so perfect to fit on these trees. So I used big ones down here, but you could totally use the little ones. So I'm going to add these on and put this on the... They're very delicate, these little trees. So you have to be careful when you punch them out. Otherwise, you could lose the stems and tear them. So that would be really sad. But I think that there's extra trees because I feel like I use them on a lot of different things, and I had many in the kit. So that is a good thing. I love these trees so much. So I'm just going to line it up with the edge of the cardstock. It was designed to go on this mountain bit. So I've got that piece. And then for the words, I'm using what comes in the kit, but I'm using the Pretty Peacock ink. So may your journey through life take you to many new and exciting places. I feel like this sentiment is so good for like graduation, retirement, anyone like making a big life change, right? Like this works for so many things. So on the inside of this one, I stamped those trees. I stamped once and then I just stamped again without re-inking. And then the congratulations with the birds again. Oh no. I just got like a little thing that popped up that said we're having technical problems. Can you guys see everything okay? Oh, goodness. We had some issues yesterday with connection. I'm going to keep talking because hopefully we're still connected. Okay, I see hearts, so I think we're good. I'm not sure about the technical problems. Facebook sometimes is so crazy lately, and just don't know. Okay, yes. Yes, I think yes means that we're good. Yes, everything is fine. Very good. Thank you, guys. Oh, I almost, because of those issues we had the other day, I almost decided that I would do just like a regular video instead of going live. And I thought, no, everybody really likes to see live. So I thought I would jump on and go live. I'm so glad you guys can see okay. I don't want you to miss anything. Okay, so I'm wrapping up this card and you can probably get a pretty good idea. And so I would love for you to tell me what you think about whether you like the horizontal layout or the vertical layout. So we're almost done. And then you can leave me a comment and let me know. I'll add the inside piece later. I should have pre-stamped that so I could just put it in, but every time I went to clean up my desk so that I could start my video, I just was like, oh, I should make a card with this one and I should make it. And I just kept making projects. So I had to cut myself off at some point. Okay, horizontal or vertical. Tell me which way you like it. I thought I was going to like this one, but now I'm leaning towards this one. And I can't really decide. I mean, really, you could go either way. I'm kind of wondering if I should add the birds. This is the thing about stamping on these like pre-colored pieces is like, I don't want to mess it up. Like if, right, if I don't like it, then I can't undo it. Oh, I like it. Don't you think so? Do you like the birds? Tell me if you like the birds. And if you do, I'll stamp them over here. I'm seeing lots of comments. So I've got some horizontal and some vertical. Many of you like them both. You guys are pretty split on this though. I don't know that I could count. I know, vertical, no, horizontal, no, vertical. Do you like the birds though? What do you think? Should I add them to this card too? Yes, Debbie likes the birds. Okay, Carol does too. I know. Okay, good. Okay, I'm seeing a couple and I just assume that everybody else is going to like them. I really do like that. I'm glad I added the birds. Okay, so this might be one of my favorites. I just love this soft, what is it? Seaside Spray. This is one of the colors that are going away. So sad, but beautiful. Okay, and I forgot to mention that this piece, it's petal pink, is one of the, like, what was left over when I cut that card. So that's where that came from. So this card is mostly kit material. I brought in the card base and the white, and everything else came from the kit. Well, besides the pretty peacock ink. Okay, so 2 cards down. Let's see what else we have over here in a pile. I'm not going to show you how to make all of them. So some of them are pre-made, and then some of them I'm going to kind of step through and show you how to do it. So here's one that I just pre-made, and I cut down this larger piece. I actually had it as a bigger piece first on the card, and I felt like it was too big, and so you know me, I tore the card apart and then I cut it down and layered it, and I think that the balance is a lot better here. My favorite tailored tag punch, I used the bumblebee ink on the flowers. Here's to you, and some of that ornate garden ribbon that I just love so much. Bumblebee card base and pretty peacock. I don't remember, that was just an extra piece of cardstock, but you could technically cut a card front from the kit. Okay, next card. Oh, this one was fun. I had cut the front of the card out, and I had also cut, this is the same background piece that I just showed you. And I had cut a piece, and I don't know, I was going to use the trees for something, and I didn't. So I had this leftover piece over here, and I stuck it on the card front that I cut. And I kind of like this. It's like a mini slimline. Like, I think the slimline cards are bigger. But this is like almost a regular card. I just cut off like 1.5 inches over here. So this would fit in a regular envelope, or you could do your own envelope. You know, you could kind of come up with something fun. This would also probably fit in a small business envelope, like a, you know, small letter envelope, but I just thought this was some fun layering. So the little tag pieces came in the kit. The linen thread is from the kit. The card base is from the kit. So the only additional thing here was the everyday label punch and Calypso coral cardstock. Also use the pretty peacock there. Aren't those fun? I love the sentiments in this set. So we've got here's to you, which like I said, could work for retirement, graduation, like, you know, somebody moving out, starting a new job, getting a promotion, right? And then you could also use it for happy birthday. So we've got congratulations, happy birthday, here's to you. So many fun stamps in there. Okay, one thing I was challenged by, let me bring these back in. I was kind of challenged by all these little banners because really, let me show you the original designs. There's not much to them. Like this card is the background and then some banners. And this card is that printed card and then these cloud banners and the trees. But that's it. Like there's not a whole lot else. So when it came to using these pieces, I was kind of scratching my head at how to make an alternative project. And so this is what I came up with, and I really love the way it turned out. I cut these little squares from the top and the bottom. I cut those from one of the envelope liners, which I was also feeling challenged about. And then I used those banner pieces that came from here, and then this one for the happy birthday, and then the tree. I cut off the big ones and used them on another project and just cut that down. Little linen thread back here. So additional materials, white cardstock and the pretty peacock cardstock, though technically you could use one of the card bases that come in the kit. Really love the way this one turned out. And I even used the Calypso coral that comes in the kit. So you can totally make this card with everything that comes in the kit. You have everything you need. And I like this. So Thursday night stamp therapy last night, I made this card for my nephew, but now I'm kind of wondering if maybe I should give him this one instead. So I'm going back and forth. Either card I think he's really going to love. I think this works well as a masculine card, especially for someone who loves the outdoors. Okay, let's put those away. The next card, oh, I wanted to point out, this is really cool. Maybe I showed you already. I've got one right in front of me. I don't need to reach. The card bases that come in the kit, as often they are, have white inside and then the color is printed on the outside. So the fun part of that is that when you tear, you're going to see the white inside. So for this card, I just created a really simple border by tearing the edge of the card. I just love that white there. Like it makes it pop so much. And then I cut a piece of that envelope liner. And so this is 1 1/4 inch by 5 1/2. And that's going to go on the inside of the card like this. Looks like I was just a little bit long. So let me just trim that. Okay. Again, really simple. Like this is such a Julie card. I guess the punch I'm using in all my projects this time is that everyday label. It's a good sort of everyday label. Like I think it's just a good all around shape that kind of goes with lots of things. So I just did a little piece of Calypso coral cardstock here. This is about like 3 inches or so by 1/2 inch. And then we're going to do some Stampin' dimensionals. I like to do like a triangle, just even that out so that it has good coverage. And then this is going to go on the flap. So really simple, but just so like classic and perfect. So this is the card base from the kit, additional cardstock, white and Calypso coral, and then the extra ink pads. But I love the way that one turned out. Isn't that cute? Okay, we're just rolling along. I was coming back to this piece and trying to come up with an idea. And so I used the stitched rectangle dies to sort of mimic like the rectangles in the paper. Not sure how I feel about this card, I'm going to be honest with you, but I made it and I finished it and it's done. So I did a collection of trees over here and the happy birthday, and I added those birds, but I don't know that I like them, but it's done. So anyway, I did do an inside, all the best for a happy, healthy, and prosperous year. I love that inside saying to go with happy birthday. So I'll find somebody to send that to. I think somebody will like it. Here is another one that's kind of clean and simple. Same sort of idea with the punch label. I was really kind of digging that flower, and here's to you combo. In this one, I used the tailored tag punch, and this layout is one that I did for my team creative challenge 2 weeks ago. So every other week I do a new creative challenge with my team. They always get a layout challenge, and in the Stampin' or Julie Stamping Spot Share and Connect group, we do color challenges. So every other week I switch back and forth between those. So this was the card layout that we did, and let me just bring in I think I showed this last night. So I used the Hey Birthday Chick and did a similar card layout, but I couldn't help and I added more cardstock pieces. But I like the way that this one turned out with the colors. Bumblebee, Calypso Coral, and Pretty Peacock. So this would be a really pretty color combination. And then I did the inside of that one as well. So nice layout, a really good one. Again, clean and simple. This is totally my style. Okay, sometimes every now and then I do go a little crazy and I do a fun fold. And so these next two cards, I did the impossible card. And we showed this a couple weeks ago, so you might remember. I'm getting ready to do like just a standalone video for the impossible card because my Hey Birthday Chick card kit includes an impossible card. So here's the impossible card, right? And how is it, right, that this piece came from those two halves, right? It's sort of like perplexing. I'm going to show you. It's not as hard as it looks like it might be. So we're starting with a quarter sheet of cardstock. It's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. And I scored in half at 2 1/8 inch. And then on one side, I cut at 1 inch from either side up to the score line. And then on the opposite side, in half at 2 3/4 to the score line. So now what we're going to do is we're going to twist this card, and that is how we get the card base. Did you catch that? Twist the card and you have this piece that pops up and then the other card. So in order to sort of lock that in place, we have a little stabilizer piece that's going to go in the front. And then we want to decorate this a little bit. So I cut some of the envelope liner. So here are the measurements for that. Okay, so these pieces are 4 inches by 2 1/2, and you need 2 because we're going to do 1 for each side. This is, I actually went 7/8 inch. 7/8 inch by 5 1/2. That's the cardstock to stabilize. And then the 1/2 inch by 5 1/2 inch. It's not DSP on this card. It's part of that mountain card base. And that's going to go there. That's going to be for the sentiment. And then I've got some trees cut. We're going to use that. And this piece is this one, 3 1/4 by 1 7/8 inch. And that is going to be for the back side. For the front side, we're going to cut apart our mountains. So let's get the paper cutter out. We're going to cut the mountains and we're going to cut the designer paper. I'm going to show you how to do that. I love our paper trimmer. This is new like 1.5 years ago, and nice big numbers, nice big cutting blades. So I'm going to start just trying to line up that line with the cutting track, and then I'm going to cut this side. Okay, so now I've got this piece and I've been using it for other cards. Let's go here to there, and we need this piece to be, it's 3 1/4 by 1 7/8 inch. So we got the 3 1/4, and now we need 1 7/8 inch, which is a little bit less than 2. So I'm going to have to cut off some of the bottom, a lot of the bottom. Let's see. I'm going to cut off a little bit of the top too. Okay, so that is going to be the showcase piece on our, over here. Let me get this, oh no, I can't get this out of the way yet because we need to cut these pieces. Okay, both of these are right here, 4 inches by 2.5. And so these designer paper pieces, there's a hair, there we go, are going to be for this part of the card. So we're essentially cutting like this chunk out. And so we're going to cut, I'm lining it up with 3/4 of an inch. And I am going to get that one out of the way. We're going to use the cutting blade and cut up to 2 inches. I'm using the ruler on the side, 2 inches right here. Okay, and then I'm going to line it up at 2 inches and line up that blade. This is the line that cuts, and I'm lining that up with what I just cut and coming down. Okay, this piece will fit here. And now we need to do one the opposite way to go over there. So I'm gonna start at 3/4 of an inch down to 2 inches, and then like this skinny piece is the one that I need, so I'm going to line up at 2 inches, start where I cut and go up. Okay, and that's gonna go here. Okay, now let's get this out of the way and we can assemble our card. Let's scoot those. We're going to use some regular adhesive to put the paper down. Have you guys tried this impossible card before? I had seen it like, I don't know, a few years ago, and I just was like sort of stumped by it and sort of just like, never mind. I can't do that. But after seeing it at a recent team meeting, I was like, actually, that's not as hard as I thought it was. So I hope that I'm explaining it so that you can try this at home, because it really is just kind of a fun fold card to have. All right. I feel like I want to add some birds. Let's do it. Let's add some birds to this card. Oh, right here. Yes. Okay. And then on here, I'm going to do, what are we doing? No, I'm doing the one we used earlier. May your journey through life take you to many new and exciting places. And I also used, I'm gonna have to grab out my ink pad. I did the trees in Seaside Spray, so I'm just gonna add just like a corner. Oops, there's something on the stamp. There we go. Just like some trees here in the corner. That's pretty. Oops, almost lost that piece. Okay. While we have our stamps out, let's do Here's to You. And that fits perfectly on that petal pinkish paper. This is going to layer here, like so, and this are going on opposite sides. Whoa, get it right side up, Julie. We're gonna go here and here. So you have room to write on the back. A little bit of room, not a lot of bit of room. And then this is gonna be our stabilizing piece. So let's grab some tear and tape, just because like it's such a weird fold. I like to always use tear and tape when something's a little like off. So I'm lining it up to see where I need to put the tape, because I don't want any of the tape to be in the open spot. Otherwise, I am gonna glue my desk to the card. So that's how I figure out where to put the adhesive. Okay. This is, it stays pretty straight, right? Like this is, there's a little wiggling there, but as long as you kind of make sure when you're gluing it that it's straight, you should be good. Okay, I'm gonna add now some trees because why not? Let's do regular adhesive on the big tree. And how about a little dimensional? Is that gonna fit? Happy little trees. This kit has definitely got some happy little trees in it. Okay, what do you think? Isn't that so much fun? Oh, guys, close your eyes. Hold on. I didn't center this all the way and it's driving me crazy. I'm just gonna pull it off real quick and recenter that. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we've got our beautiful mountains on the back side. May your journey through life take you to many new and exciting places. I couldn't decide, and I actually made two versions with this kit. So here's the other one using the other sort of scene or element. And when I made the card earlier, I felt like it needed something, and I ended up adding the trees right before I went live, and I do like that. I think it fills out that space nicely. Here's to you, and then the other side I've got the flowers. May your journey through life take you to many new and exciting places. Tell me which one you like better. Do you prefer the field of flowers or the mountains? Honestly, they're both awesome. And here's to you. You can send both and make both. You only need just a quarter sheet of cardstock for that impossible card. Now, I'll be posting the pictures of all the paper pumpkin projects on my blog, as well as the template and the list of measurements. So you can find it there in the next day or two. I'll also post the template on Facebook as well. Okay, I've got one more project. Are you guys ready? Do you remember I promised at the very beginning, oh my gosh, I almost lost this whole stack of cards. At the very beginning, I was going to show you how to make the Bag-a-lope. And so that is going to be our final project. We're using one of the envelopes that is included in the kit. And we're going to do the scoring first, and then we're going to do some stamping along the bottom. I'll show you how to put this together. So let's get that paper trimmer out. You know, really quick, I forgot to tell you that this will fit into a regular envelope because that centerpiece does not like go out beyond there. So when you're putting on your elements here, I actually had to cut the tree down so that it doesn't stick up because then it won't fit in the envelope. So it does fit in a regular envelope. Super duper fun. Okay, back to the Bag-a-lope. We're using the scoring blade this time, and just for ease of cutting score, you guys know I like to keep it simple. I'm going to use 1 inch for our measurement. So I'm lining up the side of the envelope at 1 inch, and I'm going to score, and I'm going to turn it around. It doesn't matter that it's upside down because we're just still scoring 1 inch from the side. And then I'm going to score one more time along the bottom at 1 inch. Okay, so 1 inch from either side, 1 inch from the bottom. We are done with the paper trimmer. So now what I want to do is stamp my my flowers. So let's do that before we put it together. So this is going to be actually, this is the front because the flap is going to come down. So we're going to do the flowers across the front. So I'm going on the sides as well. I'm just going all the way across. This is the stamp that comes in the kit with Calypso Coral ink, which comes in the kit. I'm just using my big ink pad. And the way you're going to see in a second, the way this works is that this is going to pop out. And so half of the side is on the other side. So I want that to have flowers on it too. So I'm just going to go all the way, like wrapping around to the score line. Okay, now we're ready to manipulate our Bag-a-lope. I'm cutting here, so it's a good thing that I am cutting it off because it was already starting to tear. It's really thin. The envelope flap, I'm cutting off those little bits to the score line because this is gonna come down the center. Now, do you still see those score lines? You're scoring through 2 layers, so you want to just give those score lines a really good fold. You could use a bone folder here and get a good crease. So I'm doing one side, and then I'm going to flip it over, and I'm also going to give it a fold on the other side just to make sure we've got really good creases all the way around. So I folded on both sides. And now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of open up and fold to flatten out those score lines. So this is the bottom, and you see we've got these little triangles forming, and these are just going to have to fold down to the bottom. So I'm just giving good creases here. The sides we're going to kind of push in like a purse. So we're going to have like a, what do you call that? Like a gable. Is that what you call it? Like a gable fold. So that is going to, those are going to come in. So I'm just good creases kind of all the way around. Make sure that it's folding up and looking. This needs a little massaging. Just make sure that we have a nice good corner there. Okay, so you could do this with any envelope. Isn't that really fun? It's like a little purse. You can add strings to make a purse if you want. Of course, we've got these silly little flaps, and so we're going to use some tear and tape to glue those down. If you wanted to, you could create a bottom panel that glues over all of this, but I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to glue down the flaps using tear and tape. That's my favorite. Be generous here. You could also use the liquid glue. I always forget about the liquid glue because it's so messy. So I like the tear and tape because then my fingers don't get sticky. Clean and simple, and that it comes that way with adhesive too. Clean and simple adhesive. Okay, so these are just going to come off, and we're going to fold that down. Oh, this whole, like this corner needs just like a little extra manipulation. There. We want that to be as flat as possible. And you can do this with regular envelopes, right? It doesn't have to be just the paper pumpkin envelope. I do feel like this craft paper is nice and sturdy, so like I don't feel like it's gonna tear. Envelopes in general sometimes are really thin, so this feels like a paper bag, so I feel like it's really sturdy. Okay, really simple, really cute. Easy. I'm going to do a simple tag. I cut with a 2-inch circle punch, some of that envelope liner, and then I've got a piece of Bumblebee cardstock, and I'm going to do here's to you. You could put any of the sentiments on there, though. You could do happy birthday, congratulations, you know, whatever you want on there. And then I'm going to do a little bit of adhesive across the top. So really simple tag. That's going to go up here. And then, like I said, you could add handles or you could tie the ribbon around. Now, I made a little sample. So here it is with the ribbon on. And I want to show you what I did. I was actually trying to make like notches, but I ended up just like punching, and it just punched like in at the top. So I'll try again here to make notches so you can see, but I wanted something that the ribbon like was gonna hold on to, but I just used that Ornate Garden ribbon again and then tied it around to tie it closed. So you could pull that off, or you can untie it and then put your gift in. If you wanted to, you could seal that envelope. You could just seal that closed, and you wouldn't actually need ribbon at all. If you didn't want to, you could just like have a bow there, or use some of the linen thread from the kit. But let me try again. Let me see what punches I have. What can I make like a notch with? I was trying to do like, maybe that'll work. So I was trying to just create like a notch out of the side. Woo! Yeah, kind of like this to hold the ribbon and keep it from slipping while I was trying to tie. How do I get that in there? There we go. No, I'm just trying to line that up. Okay, so that's perfect. So that's what I was looking for. Just a notch on the side to hold that ribbon in place so that it wouldn't just like slip off. So I'm going to cut some ribbon and tie it on. I feel like I'm so late with my paper pumpkin projects this month, but guess what came today? My new catalog pre-order, and I said I'm not allowed to play until I get my paper pumpkin projects done and get my video done. I cannot keep putting this off. So now that I've finished showing you my paper pumpkin projects, now I'm going to play with my new stuff. So be watching for more videos, because I've got new stuff to show off. It's so gorgeous. I opened the box, of course, and had to take a peek. Okay, I think that bow, see, I was trying to talk and distract you guys while, while I was tying my bow. I think I did pretty good. So all I did here, I just put like a little adhesive under there. You could use like a dimensional or something. So the tag actually is like a faux tag. It's not actually tied to the ribbon. You could, if you wanted to, you could add some linen thread and poke a hole, but I like a little faux tag, so it doesn't have to actually be attached. So this is how I wanted those notches to work out here. This was a different punch, and you can see like it just came down there, but that's the Bag-a-lope. Isn't that fun? You could make a whole bunch. I think you have 8 envelopes in this project kit, so you can make 8 Bag-a-lopes and give them to friends. Have a little party, have a little paper pumpkin party, a crafting party. Invite your friends over just to stamp and create together, and you can make them a cute little favor, a little gift, and put it in this Bag-a-lope. Let's review. Let's bring out all of our projects and take a look at all the things we made. Oh gosh, I love that card. Which one of these is your favorite? Did you enjoy the cards today? I hope that they've inspired you, whether you have this paper pumpkin kit or not. Maybe you have a different paper, or not a different paper pumpkin kit. I mean, maybe, but maybe you just have other crafting supplies and not this kit. Either way, I hope that my cards today have inspired you to create something fabulous. Maybe it was the sponging technique or the impossible card or the Bag-a-lope, or maybe it was a card layout that you really enjoyed and want to try at home. So leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite was. Again, I'll be posting pictures of all of these on my blog, as well as the template and instructions for the impossible card and anything else that I missed. So if you have any questions, leave a comment. I will absolutely be sure to answer. Thanks so much for tuning in today, and be sure to come back to see all those amazing projects that I've got planned for the new catalog goodies. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful weekend. Take care. Bye.